absolutely.
And he's getting very frustrated because his earnings are going down.
Absolutely. The views are like, because obviously he got banned on they got banned on their main one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kept sliding. It just slid straight down.
Yeah.
And
should tell you what I think the problem is. Seriously. Yeah. Right? 2-3 years ago, right? He was a daft kid.
Hello.
I'm Blackpool Banter. So 2-3 years ago, he was a daft kid, right? And now, as he's getting older, the younger audience are no longer seeing him as one of them. He's now a man. He's no longer a daft kid. So he's actually losing his audience. And whereas the real people, not the kids, and when I say kids, I'm talking 16 to 21. Okay? That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying kids, right? He's outgrown them. But now he's got nobody over the age, well, he's got a few dickheads. But in general, he hasn't got an audience over 21. So there's nobody who's going to connect with him anymore, is there?
No. I think as well, they have done so much bad stuff that their digital footprint now is so big that whatever they do, they're going to be constantly reminded of it, and awareness pages are actually making an impact on their life now. And it serves them right. I have absolutely zero sympathy for them. Their time is coming to an end. I feel like they can't sustain this anymore.
Yeah.
For their mental health, it's sliding desperately. So yeah, I'm joyous that TikTok
I am
on board and actually have started taking things down, because it's a clear ban evasion that goes against the guidelines. Yeah, and most of the viewers are now people that absolutely despise the person. Like the chat is full of people that absolutely hate them.
Everybody just waiting for the car crash to happen, aren't they? It is literally like car crash television. You're sitting there waiting for it.
He's going to go out with a bang, I think. Right? There's going to be a final hurrah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
I hope for everybody that watches E that there's not, because it has been catastrophic over the last year, the things that they have done and the way that they have escalated things to the point that it becomes dangerous and triggering, so triggering for everybody that watches that person. I hope that it doesn't happen.
Well, can I just say, and I'm being a smart ass here when I say this, I first came onto TikTok about 4 years ago, and I saw him for 5-10 minutes on a live, and I knew straight away, wrong.
Yeah.
That person, wrong. Right? So I've been waiting 4 years to see him crash and burn.
Yeah.
I really have. This is like karma, finally something, because he's always appeared to be Teflon, hasn't he? With all the shit that he's done, it hasn't stuck to him.
The problem with it now is that because they're not making TikTok any money, there's no reason for TikTok to keep their lives up.
Yeah.
And that's for them, that's the most frustrating thing, because they are low down on the food chain now. They don't have any support from anyone. They don't have an agency. They literally don't have anything left. And there's nothing else to do but self-destruct now.
Did you notice that they went on like a mass unblocking spree?
Yeah.
They unblocked a lot of people like the other day, and that, like, going by what you've just said, Phoebe, like with the whole, you know, they're trying to get the views and get the people in. They've unblocked everybody so that
I'm no longer blocked.
So something they want something big, don't they? So it's we're just waiting on the next kitchen utensil incident.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm still blocked. The other problem that they've got is that if they keep making new accounts to go live, then they are going to not have their block list protection. I mean, they've come up, their new accounts have come up on my or you page when they've gone live. And I don't want to go in there. I don't go in there on any of these accounts. I go in on a watcher account and I do not say a single thing. I don't say a thing. I just screen record because I don't feel like going in and giving them hate all the time is actually helping.
Should tell you, right, I'm going to give a strange argument now, right? And knock me down when you can, right? But there's one thing worse than having Softlad on this app, and that's having Softlad off this app, right? The reason being is that while he's on this app, at least we can keep an eye on him. When he's off this app, he's going to be doing stuff. We all know he's going to be doing stuff. You know, it's just the nature of his beast. It's just going to be a different platform or different situation, right?
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah. So if he's off this app, right, we're going to be scratching our heads worrying of, oh shit, what's he up to? Because we can't keep a track on him anymore.
Yeah, I do think that's true. I would like to see the views stay at 200 people, and most of them are basically screen recording anyway. But when people go and give them a load of hate in their chat, if the views go up, they just propel, and that's how they get the views in. And I completely agree that when they're on the app,
because the only true answer to this problem, really, I think, right, and this is what I would love, I would be happy with, would be if it did catch up with him and he ended up by doing prison time.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I do completely agree with that.
Because then at that point, if he was put away, he then surely wouldn't be doing any harm to anybody.
Yeah.
Do you remember the recent thing with the neighbour? Not Mum of Three, but that whole shebang that came out with that Zoe girl saying, somebody's reached out to me and she's told me that she's Elphaba's neighbour and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Did anybody debunk that? Because I had a feeling that was Elphaba reaching out to that random Zoe girl saying this so that there was more drama surrounding it.
Quite possibly. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I mean, that came up and it went away quite quickly.
Yeah, it just appeared and then just disappeared just as quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
And none of us actually questioned it disappearing. So,
No. The problem is with stories surrounding E, and I know this from personal experience, is that you'll have something happen and he will debunk it in the loosest possible terms, and then something else happens, and then something else happens. So the things that have happened originally get forgotten about.
Yeah.
And because there are so many things that have happened, it's just this catastrophic event of like this whole, since I've been covering E, the whole year has just been awful behaviour, awful behaviour, awful behaviour. And people just, it gets swept under the carpet because the next big thing's happened, and it's just like, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's just a mountain of exhaustion.
Last August, I did a list of crimes, of his crimes, and I did about 30 of them.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm pretty sure I didn't scratch the surface.
No.
You know.
I mean, you could add, from September till now, there are so many other things that have happened since then, and you kind of go, when does it end? When does this person's behaviour actually catch up to them? And they're either going to be arrested, or someone is going to knock them the fuck out.
Well, the thing is that I don't want anybody to knock him out.
No.
Right? Because what will happen is somebody knocks him out. He's going to be on here saying, this is what happens because I'm trans. Poor me, poor me, poor me. And you'll get a load of followers and money for doing that. And the poor bugger that's knocked him out will end up by getting prosecuted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So the last thing I want is for somebody to knock him out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that I want that, because I don't think that's right for anyone.
Yeah.
But I can just see it happening, because they are going to, I mean, they've annoyed most of the country in some way or another.
I'm with you. I'm with you because I don't understand why somebody hasn't. Obviously, we don't want somebody to, but I really do not understand why someone has not high-fived them in the face.
No.
All that.
Yeah, it's. I think he's been very lucky.
I want to know where the lucky rabbit's foot is that they're carrying around. 'Cause I want to.
At some point, that luck is going to run out, and I feel like we will be there to witness it. Like, is he really going to be like, what? How old is he now? 21. In 10 years, is he really going to be 31 and still playing this whole shit? Probably. Like,
Could you imagine 31 and still singing Defying Gravity on TikTok?
31 still singing Defying Gravity and still asking people to donate towards a transition that will never happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I was that lucky, I'd go and play the lottery.
Yeah.
Bruh, me too. I'd be in casinos.
Can I also give you another forecast? Right.
Yes.
'Cause I'm quite good at forecasting things. There's no way that he is trans. He's trans in any way.
Of course not.
I bet during my journey, I've met more trans people than what you can imagine. I know a trans person from a non-trans person. This is not a trans person, right?
No.
However, right, he's been on here for a long time saying, I'm trans, I'm trans, I'm trans. I'm off to the clinics, I'm off to do this. And just supposing for argument's sake, he does start going down this route, right? What he will be, what I guarantee you he will be, is what you call a detransitioner.
Yeah.
So he will come out months after maybe he started taking hormones, saying, this isn't for me, and then he'll be asking for money to detransition. He will then be blaming TikTok viewers, saying the TikTok viewers have bullied me into doing what I didn't want to do in the first place, right? And it is just more the same of the rinse and repeat.
I mean, the thing is, I don't often talk about their transition because it's nothing to do with me. But what I will say is that if they are serious about it, how are they going to cope with the fact that they cannot keep themselves clean. They do not like any kind of needles. They don't like surgical procedures. How are they actually going to cope with going through all of that they want to do when they can't do the basic things?
It's not feasible, is it?
It's not feasible. It's actually just not feasible at all. But like I said, I don't like to comment on that because one, it will probably get me in a lot of trouble, and two, it's not my place to say. I have my own personal feelings about it.
I can say it.
You can say it. Of course you can say it.
Right? Out of everybody, well, not everybody, but out of a lot of people, I can say these things. And that's why I like people coming to me. Because I'm more than happy to be a spokesperson and turn around and saying, he's talking shit. Right?
Yeah.
And I can say it because nobody can then turn around, oh, thank you for the rabbit ears, how pretty. But then nobody can turn around and say to me, oh, you're transphobic.
No.
Big salty lip. You're only doing this, you're only saying this because he's trans. Well, no, I'm saying it because he's a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if at any point you need me to speak up, please give me a shout. And I'll be more than happy to.
The other issue is where everybody else can speak on the transition part is the fact that they have frauded people out of a lot of money.
Yeah.
So much money.
They sold it, you know.
Yeah.
They sold their transition.
He sold it, he made it public, and then he turned around and said, you can't question about me, that about me because it's private. It's not private, you sold it.
Yeah. It's made it public.
And this is the part that bugs me, right? This is the part that angers me the most, right? Is out of all those thousands and thousands of people who have helped him, who have donated money, right? They've had their fingers burnt. Are they ever going to help another young trans person again?
Probably not.
No,
I don't think they genuinely know how to help anybody else. They don't understand what it is to be kind to others. That, you know, they don't have any compassion. They don't have any empathy for anybody else. It's just me.
Yeah.
Well, so when they say they're going to help other young people transition, it's really worrying because one, they haven't gone through it properly themselves. Two,
I'd be better. It'd be better for them to talk to me than to talk to him, right? But the thing is that I'm a lot older, and being a lot older, what an 18, 19, 20-year-old would turn around and say is, you don't understand because you're old, right? Yeah. That's the only difficulty. But the last thing I want would be a young trans person going to him and asking advice.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so dangerous. So dangerous.
So dangerous. Because the thing is that they've not even, if they've not started the hormones yet, then they're basically just playing dress up. They have no experience in what it actually takes to transition.
No.
Apart from having a lot of hate.
They have an appointment, don't they?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, well, I saw a screenshot from their Instagram stories that said 30th of March, and that's a Sunday. And then in their live the other day, they said it was the 30th of April. So...
I've also heard the 2nd of April as well is doing something.
I've heard that it might be a different type of clinic.
Oh, to help with his down below problem.
Yes, STI clinic. Which I think is more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm aware, they have had quite a few that may or may not have been treated properly. Because he doesn't treat anything properly. I mean, look how long they had scabies for.
Yeah.
And then got impetigo.
Yeah. I I heard stories about when he was in Manchester, because I've got an awful lot of contacts in Manchester. And the stories that I heard was he would be in the place he was staying, drinking until midnight, and then at midnight he was going out and going into the village, being very promiscuous.
Yeah. That does not. That's yeah.
Right. And it was like quite, apparently in Manchester it was quite a well-known fact. You will see Soft Lad walking down Canal Street after midnight because he's looking for a hookup. Perla, hello Perla. So, but I think the next few weeks is going to be very interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Terrifying.
I think that it's going to be. I think everybody that is concerned with E on this app is, it could get quite rough. I'll be honest. You can just see it coming. I can see it coming from this behaviour more recently. And the fact that they keep losing accounts, making new accounts, having people in their new accounts that they haven't blocked yet, etc., etc. It's just a recipe for disaster. If it was me, I would stay off all social media.
It's like the headache you feel when you right before a thunderstorm, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
the pressure, the build-up. You're just like, there's something coming.
But this is like the build. This is like the build-up. Do you remember the build-up towards COVID?
Oh my God, that was 5 years ago.
Going into lockdown.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, this time last year, I saw on my when it's like, on this day, it was me literally shutting down my shop, and I was like, we're going to be shutting for 3 weeks, and then we all know how long that turned into.
Yeah.
Madness.